All right, go. It's August. Meeting for the Maryland Free State Treasure Club. This is the mini hunt before the meeting. It's wheat pennies, buffalo nickels, or silver nickels. There's some silver dimes out there.
The one I threw at you was a silver one.
Father-daughter team. What?
The one I threw at you was a silver one.
There was silver out there. There were silver nickels and silver dimes.
I threw a nickel.
That was a buffalo.
No, actually it was a dime.
Oh yeah. There's a father-son down there. There were 400 coins out here, so it won't take long. About 20 hunters tonight.
Who's that?
Here's the president over here. You see him, Chip. This is the president of the club. All right, this is Jake Granada, first-time metal detectorist. He says he's going to beat everybody.
Well, you better get him out there and hurry up.
No, he's not a member. I'm going to put the coins over.
Training kids on the field. So plan B, what do? Well, I went beyond the field to the walking trail, which is a very wide walking trail, and I started detecting along there because I knew there were a lot of nails, a lot of iron targets in that area. And I get a nice mid to high tone signal in the 20s with the Equinox. Dig down 2 inches, I pop it out, and there it is. It's this beautiful old coin, and I could see the detail on it right away. I could see the braids and the hair behind the figure facing right. And I flip it over and I see the heart toward the back. And it's in enough detail. It's, you know, the coin's been in the ground for a couple hundred years, so it doesn't have the greatest detail, but you can see enough, and you can make out the date, 1766. I think that was the first year they minted the Hibernia half penny. So I stayed around that area. This is good. Ended up finding some flat buttons, musket ball, and then I found another target that is in this case, and it's a little hard for you to see in the back, but I'll pass this around. It's the one my forefinger's pointing at. It looks like an oblong, very pointed piece of brass. If you look really close, it actually has detail around the perimeter, and it used to be silver. I look at stuff like this, and I don't know what I'm really finding, and I think, well, that's an escutcheon plate off of a piece of furniture. Well, pass it around now. It turns out, when I posted it on TreasureNet, somebody says, oh, by the way, that piece and another one you found that night, they're actually saddle strap, part of saddle strap guides to a colonial saddle. And if you're interested about researching a little bit further, there's a digger in Kentucky called, on YouTube he goes by Digging with 7, And his episode 105 is called Saddle Up. And he gives some great pictures of these types of saddle strap guides that he's found at colonial sites, and also a picture of a colonial saddle that shows how these work. Now that's just part of the saddle strap guide. For it to be a guide, it actually had to have another piece of metal that went into those holes and was, going into the saddle. That was the first from, that was actually, the Hibernia halfpenny was the first for August. This was the second first. I never found that relic before. Yeah, Jerry.
Was Tennessee Jeff with them?
He is hunting with another guy in that.
That's true.
But anyway, Tennessee Jeff, I don't know.
Watch them all day long.
Yeah, they're fun. Okay, so now, that was August 1st. Now we jump ahead 1 week, August 8th. What happened on August 8th? Okay, now I'm going into Loch Raven Watershed. I'm going into this old home site in Loch Raven Watershed that I've been into Loch Raven before, but I never really researched this site, or a site as much as I have this one, and studied old maps to help me find out where it is and where their road may have been. So let's flip the page because my memory's failing me on what I found that day. Oh yeah, I think I know. Okay, this is, now I've found, anybody in here found a barber dime before? Yeah. Okay, you hunt long enough to find a barber dime. Well, this day, August 8th, I went in just as a general search of this home site. I was hunting east of the home site, not around the proper part of it. And I get a nice signal in the 20s, dig it up, I see silver in the hole. And it's an 1899 barber dime. Now that's a first for me because that was number 3 for the one here. That's the first time I ever dug silver at this site. I think there's more silver there, but the site's very overgrown now, and it's hard to swing. I was swinging in foot-plus high grass when I found it. So the upside to that is, you can see the places where you've been, where the grass is stumped down, but it is a little hard to swing. Okay, now we get to jump way ahead to August 17th. I'm on vacation with my wife and my middle son and my granddaughter, and we're down in South Bethany, Delaware. So I did a couple dry sand hunts up in places where people really wouldn't have any money, per se, not like they would at Ocean City, but they'd have jewelry. Not too much, got some clad, found one sterling earring, and I didn't want it to impact the family time too much, so I did it sort of after dinner. So I'm figuring, okay, this is our next to our last day, our last full day, it's a Saturday, the 17th. I'd like to go somewhere where I can possibly find something old. So I'm thinking I should go up to Point Beach. And I figured I knew about where to go, so I had my wife drive me up to the Indian River Inlet. The inlet is all covered in fog that morning, and the fog's coming out onto the front of the ocean, coming up the beach a little bit, but nobody's on the beach to speak of. I get out off of the ocean, over the Indian River Inlet parking lot. There's 2 paths from the parking lot into the beach area, and I was on the upper path, and I started walking north on the beach, just hunting this cut that the waves had made. The cut was about 2.5 feet high. I'm pretty tall, but it's still really hard for me to even step up on that cut when I needed to, and there was a reason I needed to. It came in after about an hour on the beach. I'm swinging along, getting clad in straight pieces of metal, and then I got a sound in the 20s on the Equinox, go down about 8 inches in the sand, and there's this dark brown coin laying in the bottom of the hole. And I pull it out, and I think, it's bigger than a quarter, and I'm thinking, well, it's one of those modern dollar coins, just all corroded. So I rubbed it, and it didn't come off, and I'm looking at it real close, and I can see a harp on the back. So this is a Hibernia halfpenny. Now it's significant there because a lot of these Hibernia halfpennies wash up on the shore right along that stretch where I was, because there was a shipwreck back in 1785, actually September 1st of 1785. This ship called the Faithful Steward had set sail from Londonderry. They had been on the sea for about 52 days. They had about 239 passengers, most of them Irish immigrants. Interestingly enough, there were about 50-some members of the Lee family, of whom, Robert E. Lee is a distant relative. Most of the members of the Lee family, as was the case sadly for most of the people on the ship, perished on the wreck. The wreck occurred about 100 yards offshore. And it must have been a violent storm because even the lifeboats were said to have washed away when they tried to get them off the boat and get people in. The ship was carrying 400 barrels, it said, of British copper coins. Apparently the British government was going to sell these in the United States to use for coinage here. We didn't have a mint back then. There were states that were making state coins, but we didn't have our mints to turn out our own coinage. Well, those got lost when the ship sank, and over the years, those have washed ashore with storms and various things that have caused them to come up. So I'm pleased as punch. I finally found a shipwreck coin, and of course, you want to tell somebody, right? There's this family walking down the beach, father's, mother's, son.